Hey guys, now here we'll discuss right half pyramid of stars. Right half pyramid of stars. See here, here this is somewhat typical. Not I'll not say typical, but somewhat interesting pattern. Here you have to print the stars. You have to first of all I'll say these are rows, right? These are rows and these are columns, right? Columns, okay. Now if you clearly observe, I'll draw it once again with number of spaces 1, 2, 3, 4 star 1, 2, 3 star star 1, 2 star 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 1 star 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 star. See, if you clearly observe, this is a pattern, right? If you clearly see it, this is a pattern, right? This is a pattern. This is left half pyramid. Left half pyramid, and this is right half pyramid, right? There are two patterns involved here. First is left half pyramid and another is right half pyramid, and we are combining them. Okay, I think you got that. Left half pyramid and right half pyramid, you have to combine them. These spaces, don't read them like some space, or this is a character. As star is a character, this space is also a character. Okay, if there is not space and we'll put like number 1111, that's okay, that's all. That's also okay. That is also okay. Okay, these are just characters. These spaces are also characters. Here see, there are no, we have not mentioned spaces, that's it. These are also spaces, right? These are also spaces. See, now we have to write the logic for spaces, to print space, to print space. That is left half pyramid. I have discussed left half pyramid in the previous video, I think. See this pattern, right? See, this is the pattern, you are repeating it. Yes or no? See, this is the pattern, but instead of star there are spaces. See, this entire pattern looks the same. See, this entire pattern, see, this entire pattern looks the same, this and this, but instead of star there are spaces. Okay, and now you have to write the logic for that. How many iterations, how many outer iterations? There are 5, right? There are 5 outer iterations. So the outer loop will be for int I equal to 1, I less than or equal to n, I plus plus, right? Now the inner loop. See, in first step, or the first row, in the row number 1, how many stars are printed? How many stars? Yeah, spaces. I'm considering like stars to explain easily. It is very easily understood if I explain like this. See, this instead of if we follow this procedure, and we have to change this C out, instead of we keeping star, we have to keep C out space. That's it. Simple logic. This space pattern is exactly same, right? Right. That's why I'm taking this star as an example to print the spaces here in first row. In first row, let me clear all this. See, here in the first row, I equal to 1, I equal to 2, I equal to 3, I equal to 4, right? I equal to 4. But how many, the n value is 5, right? Yes or no? The n value is 5. See, the n value is 5, but we are printing only 4. Okay, printing only 4. Then we'll see how to print like that. Okay, for j int j equal to 1, j less than n. See, j less than I, sorry, not less than n, less than I, j plus plus. Because see, in the j less than I, no, wait, j equal to 1, j less than I means if I value is 1, no, write it once again. How many times? See here, in the first, for I equal to 1, there are 4 iterations possible, right? 4 inner iterations are possible. For I equal to 2, there are 3 iterations possible. I equal to 3, there are 2 iterations possible, and for I equal to 4, there is 1 iteration possible. That means if we consider n, if we j runs from n, that means 5, j runs from n to j greater than 1. I think you got that. See, int j equal to 5, j greater than 1, j greater than or equal to 1, no, j greater than 1, that then only you will get 4 iterations, right? J greater than I, yeah, j greater than I. See, if for I equal to 1, how many iterations of j are possible? J equal to 5, 4, 3, 2, 4 iterations, right? These 4 values satisfy the condition. Okay, are you getting it? How am I approaching it? I'm approaching like a beginner. If you are starting a pattern, I'm approaching in that way. I can write directly code, I can write directly this code, but I'm not like writing like that, because you have to get it right. How I'm approaching it? First, I have seen, see how I'm approaching it, and explain you once again how I'm approaching it. There are spaces 1, 2, 3, 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1 for n equal to 5, right? This triangle will print this left right half pyramid in the next step. First of all, we have to print this, right? We have to print this. So how I'm approaching it, this is the left half pyramid, and I know the logic for that. Here for n equal to 5, there are only 4 iterations possible, right? See, I've taken like that. The outer loop must definitely running from I equal to 1, I less than or equal to 5, because see, this entire pattern must be printed, right? That means it has to run the n number of times. Then next, for int j, this code I am writing, whatever code I am writing here to print the spaces, this spaces. See, for first I equal to 1, this is I equal to 1, this is I equal to 2, I equal to 3, I equal to 4, I equal to 5, right? For I equal to 1, how many inner iterations are possible? 4 iterations. That means j run from 5 to greater than 1, greater than I, right? I think you got that. J greater than I. For j, I value is 1. If I value is 1, j runs, how many j values are possible? 5. J equal to 4 is greater than 1, j equal to 3 is greater than 1, j equal to 2 is also greater than 1. So there are 4 iterations possible. 4 iterations possible means we can print 4 spaces. Yes or no? Yes or no? For j equal to 2, I'll give j equal to 5, j greater than I, j minus minus, and now I'm going to print spaces. See out space, right? Space. After that, after completing this inner loop, then what should I do? See, after completing this inner loop, you don't think like I'll print once and after that I'll print this again. No, we have to print simultaneously, because See, this is the pattern, right? 1 2 3 4 star. This is the pattern, right? I'm in the first iteration, I'm printing this. See, in the first major iteration, I'm printing the space. Yes or no? And the outer loop must be ending here. I must write a code here. I must write a code here which prints this star, right? Everything must be these two for loops must be embedded in this outer loop, because I'm trying to, because these two loops are will run simultaneously, then only you'll get this pattern. Otherwise you'll see, if you print first spaces and then stars, I've said that we have to print spaces and then stars. If you take like that, you will end up or like a pattern like this. You will get a space, yeah, and then next you will get stars like this: 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3, 1 2 3, 1 2 3 4 5. You will get stars like this is the output you will be getting. Don't think like that. I'm explaining you to understand better, okay? We have to print simultaneously. I think you got the logic here. In the first iteration, in the first major iteration, in the first major iteration, you will be printing this. You will be printing spaces. This, in the first iteration, you have printed this. Spaces are okay, 4 spaces are printed. Then next you have to print a star. How you are going to print a star? For printing star, you have to use another for loop, because there is a single star. If you keep C out star, then also in next step it prints only one star, right? It is stars, the number of stars that are printed is incrementing. That is why you have to use loop for that, okay? For C, for I equal to 1, how many stars are printed? Where is this? For I equal to 1, how many stars are printed? 1 star, right? I equal to 2, 2 stars. I equal to 3, 3 stars. I equal to 4, 4 stars. I equal to 5, 5 stars. I think you got the logic. There is no need of much explanation also. Int j equal to 1, j less than or equal to I. Because how many, the number of, if the ith the number of stars being printed is equal to the ith number, right? The row number. And j plus plus C out star. That's it. And the end of outer for loop. See, you see the code. I'll write it once again. See, I'll write it once again. Fairly, I'll fair it here. For int I equal to 1, I less than or equal to 5, I plus plus. For int j equal to 5, j greater than I, j minus minus, C out spaces. Then next, for int j equal to 1, j less than or equal to I, j plus plus, C out star. C. This is the code. See, these are two. These are this is the first inner loop. This is the second inner loop. Yes or no? Just see the code. You'll get to understand. You'll get to understand everything. And this is a major loop, right? See, what you are doing here. First, the loop runs for I equal to 1. For I equal to 1, the loop runs. It enters the code, right? It has checked the condition like I is greater than, less than or equal to 0. Yeah, 1 is less than or equal to 5. 1 is less than or equal to 5. That's true. It enters the loop. For int j equal to 5, j greater than I, j minus minus. It initializes like j equal to 5. Yeah, I checked the condition like j greater than or equal to 1. Yeah, that's true. J minus minus C out space. Here there is a loop. There is a loop going on. There is a loop running on. Inside the major loop, there is a sub loop running on. It prints one space. Then next, it increments. It as this command is executed, the block of code is executed. It goes to the increment or decrement part. For j equal to 4, it prints a space, and then again it go to the increment or decrement part, and it checks the condition. The condition is true, so it prints another space, and then it prints another space 3 2. Okay, right? For j equal to 1, that is not satisfied because 1 is not greater than 1. It exits the loop. It exits the loop, and again, see here for int j equal to 1, this is completed. This loop is completed in a loop. Loop is completed for int j equal to 1, j less than or equal to I, j plus plus, j equal to 1, and again this j diminishes now. No, this got eliminated. J, the compiler doesn't know who is j. If you exit this loop, because j is initialized here, the value of j, the significance of j is only remembered in this loop. If the cursor gets out of the loop, the cursor doesn't know who is j. Okay, I think you got that. We can reuse j in another loop also, because only in this part, the j has significance. In this part, in this block of code only, the j has significance because it is declared in the loop. That is why only in the loop it has significance. If it gets out of the loop, the compiler doesn't know who is j. If you give here some around anywhere, if you give j equal to 5 plus 1, no, the compiler throws an error like j is undeclared if you write outside the loop. Okay, and now here see, in the second loop, for in j equal to 1, j less than or equal to I, print star. What is the I value? I value 1, right? I is 1. For j equal to 1, j less than or equal to I, only one value is possible for the first iteration, that is star. Now it prints star. It prints star over here. See, this is also a, I can write like this. Okay, don't be confused, try to understand what I am saying. I can write like this. Okay, but the output must be here. The output is added, right? That's why it prints here. To better, for better understanding, I'm drawing boxes, but no, this will be the output. It prints spaces and then star star. This is the output you will see on the output screen. Okay, what we have got in the first iteration, we have got a pattern like this: space 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 star. We have got a pattern like this. For I equal to 2, for I equal to 2, see the sub loop. Here we will print 3 spaces, because for j equal to 5 4 3 2, 5 4 3, for these 3 values the condition is satisfied. For j equal to 2, as I equal to 2, 2 is not greater than 2, that's why the condition fails, and 1 2 3, 3 spaces are printed. And in the next, and the cursor enters the next loop. In j equal to 1, j less than or equal to I. For j equal to 1 and j less than or equal to I, what is the value? I value 2. How many values are possible? 1 2. 2 values are possible. That is why it prints 2 stars. 2 iterations are possible, and we are giving a command like print star. That is why it is printing stars. For I equal to 3, for I equal to 3, how many values of j are possible in the first inner loop? Only 2. Only 2, right? 2, right? It prints 1 2. And for I equal to 3, in the second loop, in the second inner loop, for I equal to 3, how many values are possible? 1 2 3. These 3 values are possible, so we'll get 3 stars. Okay, for I equal to 4, how many values? Only one value is possible. That is why we'll get only one space, and we'll get 1 2 3 4 stars. Because for the second inner loop, 1 2 3 4 values are possible, because j is less than or equal to I, right? J is greater than or equal, less than or equal to I, right? That is why we'll get 4 stars. For I equal to 5, we'll get 0 spaces, because see, for j equal to 5, j is, as j value is 5, j is greater than I. 5 is not greater than 5, right? For I value 5, here I value 5, j value is initialized by 5, and we are giving condition as j is greater than I. 5 is not greater than 5, right? It doesn't print any space and it exits the loop in the fifth iteration. Here, for j is as j is initialized with 1 and j is less than or equal to 5, 5 values are possible. So 5 iterations are possible and 5 stars are going to be printed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Now combine this entire output. Combine this entire output. What you are getting? 1, 2, 3, 4 star. 1, 2, 3 star star. 1, 2 star star. See, this is the output. See, I'm dividing the output to for better understanding, but it will not print like this. It is going to be printed like this, because for every, after every iteration, after every two inner loops, we'll put an endl statement, right? Because we have to shift to the next line. I think I've forgotten to write in the code to put the endl statement. I've forgotten to write here. See, before this you have to keep endl, see out endl. After completing two sub loops, we have to keep endl, then only we can print in the outer loop, right? I think you got that. I'll summarize it once again. Let's summarize what I've said. Let's summarize, because see, this is somewhat tricky. That's it. No matter of difficulty, but somewhat tricky. See, see, for this, to execute this pattern, to display this pattern, I'm considering like this. I have to print the spaces, and then simultaneously I have to run a loop to print the stars. That's why my main motive is to, for int I equal to 1, I less than or equal to 5. This is true for every loop, okay? Because you have to iterate the n number of times. What is the value of n here? Here n is 5. That is, we have to iterate 5 number of times. Then only we will get 5 rows, right? Then for, then I'll wait. Then I'll write a block of code. Write a first inner loop. Then I'll write a first inner loop which prints spaces. And then after completing this first inner loop, I'll write a second inner loop which prints stars simultaneously. We have to print simultaneously, right? First we have to print four of the spaces and one star. Then we have to print 3 of the spaces and 2 stars. See, for loop is very much required, because 4 means we have to use a loop, because the number is repeating, right? Star, 1 star, and then 2 stars, we have to use a loop. 3 stars, we have to definitely use a loop, right? Are you getting it? We are using 2 loops to print two different characters. Then in first inner loop, we have to print spaces. You have to write a logic like, you have to check the condition in the first row. For I value 1, there are four spaces. Then for I value 2, there are 3 spaces. Like that, you have to think and you have to do some math. You have to think and you have to write a logic for this. You will get this spaces, and then simultaneously you have to write this, the logic for stars. Okay, I've discussed this in the here you can see here. I'm just explaining the brute force, or I'm just explaining the outline of how to think a problem, how to see this problem. Okay, yeah, this is the summary. Yeah, you are putting a major loop, you are putting a major loop you are writing code for that, and you are putting two sub loops, two sub inner loops, which this major loop runs n number of times, or n iterations, that must be definitely the major loop or the outer loop must run n number of times to print the to print the given pattern. Okay, and then this I'm writing the sub loop, the first inner loop, to print the spaces, by using some technique like what is the ith number and what are the number of iterations are repeating, what are the number of iterations the inner loop is going. Using this logic, I'll think something, I'll do like j is less than or equal to I, j greater than or equal to I, initialize, I'll decrement or increment, I somehow put out this. Okay, for ith iteration, for the number I, how many iterations are the first inner loop is going. I'll think like that and I'll write a code for this, I'll print spaces, and then thinking the same way for ith, value, how many stars are printed. That's it. We'll write a code for this. Int n scene n for int I equal to 1, I less than or equal to n, I plus plus, for int j equal to what's that, j equal to 5, right? I have initialized with 5, j greater than I and j minus minus, then I am going to print space, right? Then next in a loop for int int j equal to 1, j less than or equal to I, j plus I'm going to print star, right? That's it. And after completing, I should keep NL. Let's see. See, we have got this. See, there are spaces printed, right? You can clearly see there are spaces printed, right? How much fun programming is. For a value in value 6, see, there are spaces printed. No, it's somewhat disturbed because this is the end screen. You have to give more spaces. Don't worry, you have written a fantastic code. Yeah, that's it.